Hello, my name's Claryssa and I'm a professional model based in Melbourne. Today I'm going to run through some tips and tricks for you to get ready for your next photo shoot. So tip number one is that everything starts the day before. There's usually not enough time on the morning of your photo shoot to do all these things that are required, so make sure that you've got some time set aside in your schedule when you know that shoots are coming up so that you can do the shoot prep the day before. First and foremost, I get into the shower and I exfoliate. So ensuring that your skin is clear and fresh and also very well moisturized the day before will make it look amazing under the camera and studio lights. The second tip is obviously you need to dehair. Most models know this, but making sure that your skin is clear and ready for shoots, whether it's your leg hair, your armpit hair, your bikini line, and obviously the style of shoot will be dependent on how far you need to go with that. When I get out of the shower, the next step is to usually put on a fake tan. So for me, I'm predominantly a commercial fashion model, so they love that girl next door look, that healthy glow, and I actually have the whitest skin on the planet. I avoid the sun a lot. I put on a fake tan. Now with the fake tan, it's really important that you find one that does not turn orange under studio lights. So it's a little bit hit and miss sometimes. Sometimes you think you look great and then when the studio flash hits you, you look like a pumpkin. And to me, I have found that the feedback is that my tan is amazing. It always looks chocolatey, it looks real, it doesn't look streaky. So I use a foaming tan and a mitt and I do it myself. There's obviously the ability to go and get a spray tan, but I just find it easier to do my own prep. So while I'm activating, usually I do a 3 or 4 hour at-home tan, I then do my nails. So I do them in a very, very neutral color. Now the reason that I do my nails and I don't turn up to the shoot expecting the makeup artist to do my nails is that nail polish takes hours to dry. In the time that it would take for me to paint them at a shoot and then start shooting, they would still be wet. And what I have found in the past is particularly putting on shoes, it like bubbles the nail polish. So it's super important for me to make sure that my nails are ready. And the other thing is that I paint them in a very neutral tone, as you can see here. Now the reason I paint them like this is because it's unoffensive, it doesn't stand out, and most makeup artists and clients are very happy to use the color that I've chosen. However, hot tip, if you do come with your nails painted, it means that if they do want to make your nails a different color on the shoot, that nail polish that they put on will dry so much faster. So while I'm sitting on the couch, activating my tan, I make sure that my nails are neat, I file them, I paint them, and I allow them to dry before putting on each coat. And that way it just makes certain that I have a really solid and dry foundation for my nails when I turn up to the shoot the next day. Washing your hair the day before a shoot is also very important because it does remove a lot of those heavy oils, any other product that you've had in your hair, but not washing it the morning of, because otherwise the hair becomes too soft and too slippery, and it actually is a little bit hard for hair and makeup artists to do your hair and set it properly. So we used to say about 24 hours prior, wash your hair, but I have been finding that about 12 hours is fine for me. When you do dry your hair at home the night before a shoot, don't use any heat styling. Don't use hot tools, don't use straighteners. Allow your hair to dry as naturally as possible because it will be much easier for the hair and makeup artist to set your hair in the way that the client wants the next day. I always, the night before a shoot, do a really heavy moisturize. So the exfoliation and the tan are part of my skin treatment for my body, but also ensuring that I have nourished my skin with as much moisturizer as possible. Now the reason for this is because there's a bunch of prep that happens the day of the shoot or the morning of the shoot as well. So on the morning of the shoot, there's a few things to keep in mind. One, don't have any hair ties or anything in your hair because it will crinkle your hair and it'll be harder for your hairstylist to get that crinkle out. Two, don't turn up with any product on your skin other than your basic moisturizer. So prepping your skin and making sure that it's nourished and ready to go is important, but don't put anything on it that the makeup artist then has to take off because it just makes their job harder. Three, don't put too heavy a moisturizer on your skin. So you want to make sure that whatever is on your skin has been really well soaked in because you're going to be wearing clothes that don't belong to you and will probably get sold in a shop at some point. So you don't want to leave marks on the skin. And that is why Also, not using a deodorant that will leave white marks is very, very, very important. So you want to make sure that you're not affecting those clothes in any way, shape or form. And that includes when you're putting them on the shoot. You want to be very careful on making sure that your makeup doesn't rub off on the neckline. The other thing to keep in mind is that you don't want to wear clothes to your photo shoot that leaves red marks on your skin. So that includes tight bras, socks, jeans, the waistline of clothes, of pants. So you want to just make sure that whatever you wear is very soft and leaves your skin completely unaffected, because you don't know exactly what you're going to be wearing, and you may find that it will expose an area that has left a red mark, and that is going to be really difficult for your client and your photographer to deal with later. So finally, bringing a model kit to a shoot is very important. So in my model kit, I have different kinds of nude underwear. So I have nude strapless bras, I have nude bras that have very low front, so depending on if I'm wearing a top that has a very low V. And I also have different things like pasties, etc. that will make sure that whatever garment I'm wearing, that my underwear does not show. Now, I always use a nude G-string. And I always buy them a couple of sizes too big, because it means that they don't cut in and leave any indentations when you are wearing clothes that fit tightly to your skin. The other thing about a nude G-string is I always try and find the ones, I think they're actually called a T-string. They're as small and tiny as possible, because if you are doing underwear or you are doing something like white trousers, you want to make sure that your underwear does not feature at all. Now, within my model kit, I also bring moisturizer just in case the makeup artist doesn't have one, and I will always bring whitening eye drops. So quite often, being in a studio, it can be dusty, you can be under the studio lights, and there could be wind machines, and your eyes can start getting a bit glassy or a bit glazed and red. So having whitening eye drops, I usually always use them at about the lunchtime mark, just means that I always look fresh and awake for the rest of the shoot. Also within my model kit, I will just bring touch-ups for my nail polish. I will bring hair ties just in case. Always water, making sure that you bring a bottle that's got a straw in it, because you want to affect your lipstick as little as possible. So if you have a straw, usually it means that you can upkeep your water intake, but you're not going to be rubbing off your lipstick while you do it. I will also bring some neutral shoes, so maybe a black pair of high heels, a clean white pair of sneakers. It just means that in case there aren't shoes on set that fit me, I've got something that I can wear and I'll be comfortable in, if that is an option for the client. Finally, just making sure you have a lot of fun. Shoots can be long, they can be quite taxing on your body, so it's just really important to stay hydrated, make sure you have some snacks with you, and enjoy the process. Modeling can be very rewarding and also exceptionally difficult, so it's very important that you always have that positive outlook and be a team player on set, because you are part of a team. It isn't actually all about you, and making sure that you listen to the client and adapt as much as possible means that you will be rebooked, you will have a very positive outcome, and everybody will be happy. I hope you enjoyed my tips and tricks. Please leave a comment below if you have any questions. I will definitely reply. Enjoy your photo shoots, be the best model that you can be, always keep learning, and spread kindness.